All right. One of the felonies that I can report finally, almost 24 hours later, it is with the stalking that occurred that I put in a short paragraph last night. And so I'm just going to pick it up from here. I'll just go ahead and make a quasi report to the military, but it's kind of for the public, is both. Um, and there's been tons of stuff that no, I can't talk about. That happened yesterday afternoon, and then remember, I'll never forget it. The stuff that happened, this is like day three now or something, 3 days ago. I just won't forget it. But I can't. No, there's been things that happen here that clearly have to do with combat and conflict that I can't be talking about online. No, I can see that being totally true. Um, all right, I'll just tell you, I'll never forget it. So the people that you see on the internet know all this and still go on the internet, and that's just insane, dude. Yeah, they hired a whole bunch of crazy humans who were totally in the mob, all the way mafiosos, to take me out in the house. Nothing worked out, dude. Not the bombs they fucking make here, or the any of it worked out, and nobody's leaving. Not even the city fire or police, city uh, buildings, Department of Buildings. Nobody can fucking stop signing their names, sending papers. Everybody coming still to S Street. Everybody still coming right into the terrace cell. I don't expect everybody to know, but I do expect most people to know. Just it varies, but let me tell the people who might not know why that is so stupid. Because not only did it cost the war that the city was launching with the KKK, with Saudi Arabia, Al Qaeda, who is cooping with the military. That's who the DOD guy and Miley all fight for, is Al Qaeda, Saudi Arabia, Middle Eastern terrorists. Cut and dry, okay? They set up so many soldiers over the years, the U.S. did, and we're going to honor them, and we're going to acknowledge the betrayal. And their lives were not in vain, and neither were the civilians who died in Iraq. They went in for sound reason because of Saddam, but it was all for Iran and Saudi Arabia to take over Iraq, okay, which you see today. Because Bill Clinton, right, and he links to this terror cell, links to all these folks and all that. So the fact these people are going on the internet, right, and if the fact that the city, that's why, for the people who might not quite understand why you can't be signing your name to all these legal papers and keep entering and entering and entering and entering a known wanted fugitive ISIS terrorist cell. You, at some point, you must abandon ship. And it's the cost, the combat that's coming, I'm looking for words because my ears are plugged and stuff. You know where I'm at. The warfare that the city of Washington and the state of New York have brought on themselves, the cost is tragic. Yeah. Because they just couldn't stop. No. Kept coming to the terror cell. They did this in other places, but this is one historical prominent factor in history, was 1509 S Street Northwest, 1507 S Street Northwest. There's a whole street of terror cells. This neighborhood from Swan Street and all around has operating terrorists, but this one is big. It has some sort of weapon system, like I said, that I cannot speak about. I can't. I wish I could. I just can't. I don't understand it. And this is just a disaster. And no city officials, no politicians, no police and fire seem to have the common sense to just abandon ship. No known wanted fugitives, Gwendolyn Ball and William Murray. ISIS, bomb maker, ISIS, terrorist, both of them. Murderers and hostage takers. They're also being charged with hostage taking. Seem to have the common sense to fucking abandon ship or stop going on the internet. They've been promised, whatever the word, what is it? I can't remember words, by Trump, because he was in office when this place was set up with the chemical weapons and the murders started happening. He promised them, I can't remember, he promised all the convicts the same thing. I can't remember the word. It's when you get, I think it's pardoned. I used to know that, but I'm going to let it slide. I'm sure, yes, okay. He was going to pardon Gwendolyn Ball, ISIS terrorist bomb maker. He was going to pardon William Murray, ISIS terrorist bomb maker. So these people are career criminals. And they're going to play the mob game with Trump, who is in the mob, and say, you better pardon me. You better pay me my money. That's just how they operate, these kind of criminal thugs. They have no second thought of doing the most heinous, violent crimes. That guy you saw on video today dismembers human fucking dead bodies. I've heard so many fucking women go down in here. He goes up and fucking does the most gore shit to their dead bodies. That guy you saw on video. He has chased me around this house and right up those stairs. He wants to play fucking weak and feeble, be my guest. Look, I have to stay away from them. It's commanded by God. They're going to be assassinated. Don't get in this thing. Don't, just get out of it, man. God has me in my room right now. I can't come out. Still. All right? Don't. Just stay out of it, Heidi. Don't try to stop killers. This one's bigger than you, sweetie. Yeah, I know. So, okay, this report's getting really long, but I can't, it's just, this is crazy to try to do it all in 5 minutes. What I can report is ever since that paragraph I put up with the stalking, they kept coming in. There was a major hit on me from last night to this afternoon, and you saw the same rancheros come back. It's Ethiopian organized crime, Latin gang, drug lord hit, right? Saudi Arabia, Al-Qaeda is totally behind it. Saudi royal family, because they're just drug dealers, the drug movers, the drug pushers, drug traffickers. So thank you, God. Thank you, GRU. Thank you, Navy SEALs, because it literally saved my life again last night. I want to give the world insight to how I felt last night. I will do a more descriptive verbal report someday about what that was like to hear that shit last night. It was obvious people were trying to kill me, dude. And every time I was in here, they were under the floors. I can't talk about the floors at all because of the warfare and the combat that was going on yesterday before the point of what I wrote a paragraph about, okay? But the floors have been nonstop, along with the flushing of the toilet, ever since, I can only say, last night on the public forum. I can't talk about the floors. We just can't even discuss it before. Right, okay. So, I went to bed. I was so tired being a hostage and feeling this hopeless and having that many people just creeping into cubbyholes, shooting things down walls, waiting to end your life, physically kill you. Up over your head, under your feet, like crawling. I crawled on my hands and knees to my bed around 9:30. I was so tired. This stuff has been exhausting me so greatly. Um, I I crawled on my hands and knees, and I was aware there was a hit. I was aware that the special forces were saving my life. And this was one of the top 5 of the hostage situation I've been in since I moved into this house and couldn't get out. Um, where I didn't know if I was going to live through the night. And I just thank God so much for the special forces because I wouldn't have. And I was so tired. As soon as I closed my eyes, within minutes, I was out. I knew that as soon as I fell asleep, anything could have happened to me. And I just went to sleep like a baby in the hands of the special forces. That's the best analogy that pops in my head. They literally had my life last night in their hands. And the floors that these people, I've passed out probably for like out. I don't think anything could have woke me into consciousness for a couple hours, but these terrorists are so fucking violent and brutal. They kept going into the kitchen, boom, slamming the door, Allah Akbar rage. And ISIS Muslim terrorist rage. And then within 30 seconds, they're digging under that floor, digging, thrashing, everything you could do that they do. I've described it with that bomb under my bed. And they did this every at least 30 minutes. They're going in that kitchen. They were in a fucking ISIS terrorist rage. They kept going into that bomb and slamming the kitchen door. I don't know who directed them to do that. And then they kept doing all the pipes, digging. They had the hand power tool. They tried that again. They did it all last night while I was sleeping, kept waking me up. They didn't stop. They didn't stop until there was a point they stopped. I noticed because they kept waking me up with the floors and the warfare, because this is chemical weapons and some shit on the floors, until 6 a.m. Because I would wake up, open my eyes and see it was still dark. I'd say, okay, it's got to be 3, 4. You know how you might do that? You know, yeah, that's what I did. Because I don't have a clock. I'm a hostage in here. And then they finally stopped around 6, and I know the sun rises around 6:30, so they stopped right before it got light out. And there was nobody here. And then I got up. It was light. The construction workers were around, so I figured, okay, I had managed to get at least enough sleep, a lot, because I went to bed around 9:30. I think it was before 10. I was so fucking exasperated and tired from being a hostage and having this constant violent terrorism go on around me, over my head, under my feet. And smelling dead bodies is just taking everything out of me, man. And I woke up and there was nobody here. And then as usual, within 10, 15 minutes, they all came back in. TVs, they were creeping over my head. TVs were turned on. Flushing started. They were flushing all night too, but I was passed out through most of that. They were flushing. They were doing it all. They've been flushing the toilet like every, 20, 15 minutes. And I just wanted to report that they've been doing that again. After that, I filmed both the ISIS terrorist, Ball and Murray, bomb maker, murdering terrorist. They went right back to going on the floors. They've been under the floors like hell or high water. I can't even describe to you what kind of maniacs are under my floors. Flushing the toilet, blasting the TV. Every time I go in there, that TV goes fucking up to top stereo, max volume. They don't stop here, dude. They don't fucking stop here. The city can't stop signing their names to anything that has to do with this address in fucking print. The consequences cause the government to everyone gets arrested. Well, they have to be. There is no government, but you know what I mean. Arrest. A new government is formed. I mean, I could go down the list. The consequences were not catastrophic. It's really good to have a functioning government. It's a good thing. But I mean, I don't have words, so we're going to stop with trying to find words. the consequences with the military missile strikes that they have to use. The good military has to use it to defend innocent people and our sovereign territory. The consequences. Yeah, because they just couldn't fucking stop in DC, man. No, they're savage animals, and that's all I kept saying, and it's on historical record. I kept saying they're animals, they're animals. I was saying that because I was hysterical, and that's all I could say was I couldn't believe it. Like, what's going on with the people? These aren't people, dude. They're animals. They're jumping. As soon as I go in there, they're coming crawling to cubby holes. You hear the doors, the open creak, and then they jump down, boom, 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 and they're running around like fucking animals, animals, animals. I mean it when I say that. I was near hysterical because no one stops them. There's like two or three. They keep piling in through the cubby holes, running around. They jump down every one, boom, boom, boom. Animals jumping in cubby holes. Do you know what the fuck I've been going through in here? And they were protected and making a fortune here to do this. Yeah. These terrorists have been paid a fucking fortune. Pot of gold. Yeah. All right. So I just wanted to say that I have to report that they're doing it again. There's just fucking animals here right now. All right. After I film them, they're just back at it, flushing, engaged in warfare under the floors, and the bashing everything under the floors, and TVs and cubby holes is real bad. The cubby holes have been hyperdrive today and Grand Central. Yeah, some days are more than others. Today's one. All right, bye.